What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rue's Reviews, and today we are chatting about Synaptic by Conjuring Lab. So let's get into this. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Season's greetings. This is probably going out on the 1st or the 2nd of December, not quite sure yet, but welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Rue. I do weird things for a living, including this review channel. And today, as I say, we are chatting about Synaptic. This is Synaptic. What is Synaptic? Synaptic is a handheld device that gives you the ability to make it seem like you are a savant or a brilliant mind reader, all within the palm of your hands. So, let me preface this review by saying that this was sent to me by the guys at Conjuring Lab for review and to use and work. You guys know that what I do on this channel, I don't review loads and loads of things. The things that only ever end up on this channel are things that I work and would recommend in the real world. As such, this always doesn't go in my favour because I don't obviously upload as much, but also everything that I do review, some of the things I really want to keep for myself, and this is one of them. But here I am reviewing it for you guys. So, if you don't know who Conjuring Lab are, they are the team that brought you Acronym. I think Acronym is one of the best tools to use as a mentalist. I use it all the time, so I jumped at the chance when they showed me Synaptic. The actual effects that you can do with Synaptic, currently there are 6 that you can do. All of them just make you seem like Rain Man. It's brilliant. This is the box that your Synaptic will come in, perfect for travel, perfect for carry. However, I've been using this as an everyday carry, and I haven't even been using it in the box. I've just taken it out of the box, chucked it in my pocket. It is super robust. If you open up the box, there is a detail, there's the device, but there are some instructions at the top of the box, but this is what the device looks like. I'll see if I can get that there on camera. It's a little handheld device, fits neatly into finger palm. This is the best thing about it for me. The fact that you can write, I have a piece of paper and write and be able to get all the information you need just from this. It's made up of an on-off switch, 4 very nice tactile clicky buttons, not super loud of course, but clicky enough so that you can feel them, and another button here. The coolest thing about this, in my opinion, is that it is completely standalone. All the routines, 6 of them as I mentioned earlier, are built into this device. You do not need an app, you do not need to connect it to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything. It is just within this device. But let's get into the routines that you can do with Synaptic, starting with Calendar Prodigy. Calendar Prodigy is basically a way where you can get somebody to name a date of birth, so whatever year they were born maybe, or someone else, and then from that you're able to tell them not only things like the day that they were born, which I think is really cool. Some people don't know the day that they were born, so it's a nice way to be able to look it up and confirm it with them. You're able to tell them their star sign, which I'll get into in a little bit, but also how many days it's been since that date of birth till now. And you can actually do this for a date in the future as well. So you're able to say what day it will be for that future date, and also how many days it will be up until that future date as well. This has been the routine that I've been performing the most with Synaptic, mainly because it's a nice conversation starter. You know, ask somebody about their birthday, and you're able to give them something really detailed about them that maybe they didn't even know themselves. As I say, within this, there is a way to tell them their star sign as well, which again, very easy to do. However, they have just told you a date. I don't think that's really impressive if at some point you then reveal the star sign, because you've got all that information already. So if you were to get that information, like a date of birth, I would say get it maybe and peek that information if you're going to do a star sign reveal. There is a way within this routine in the tutorial that gets away from this a little bit and adds a bit more depth to this layering to be able to reveal their star sign. However, I still think if they've given you a date and you just tell them the star sign, that's not really that impressive. The second routine allows you to recite pi up to 10,000 places, which is crazy. They can go to any book with pi in it, up to 10,000 places. They can go on any website, your spectators, and they can start from anywhere within that. They give you a few digits, and you're able to go, oh, okay, yeah, I think the next one's a 9 or a 6, and you can keep going on based on these few digits that your spectators will give you. Not only that, you can then go on to a second phase, which allows them to read either forward or back within pi, and you're able to say whether they've either started going forward or backwards, along with revealing those next set of numbers. Again, super Rain Man, super, super cool, but I think, again, as a nice quick effect, this is perfect for that. The third effect is called Card Hacker. Again, this is something that I've been using a lot with Synaptic because it's super, super quick to get into. In fact, all of these are, but I'll go into that in a second. But Card Hacker, basically, it requires your audience or spectator to have a debit card which has the long number across the front of it. All you do is get them to think of one of those digits within that long number, and in the process they read out that long number across the front of their card, but negate that one digit. At the end, however you want to present it, you're able to reveal what that digit is. There's been a little bit of controversy as to whether people should read their bank card number, you know, and I get that. It's not something that I would perform in a gig. It's always been in a casual situation, although the guys in the tutorial say that they get away with it no problem, and I'm sure there isn't a problem. However, the way the world is now and the way times are, you know, people don't really want to just give out their debit card all the time. I haven't really had a problem in a casual situation. I'm yet to try it in a formal one. Maybe it'll be okay. But obviously with a long number, there's nothing you can really do with it. You'd need a lot of other details to be able to do anything with their money within that account. However, just knowing that long number across the front of the card won't do anything. It's a super quick routine, very impactful. That's Card Hacker. The fourth routine is what Synaptic was originally built for. This is a way to be able to play Connect 4 with one or multiple spectators, and you are completely blindfolded. You can't see, you turn around, and you're able to play a game of Connect 4 with one person or up to 4 people. Not only that, you can predict the outcome of each game, the color chip that you will use, which angle you won in. It's just a nice addition to this finale of playing Connect 4. I haven't performed this in the real world. I know people that have. I have tried it out and it works flawlessly. The issue with something like Connect 4 is that you need to have that board with you. You can draw up on a grid and number the grids and all that kind of thing, but it's a little bit long. They'll show you how to do it in the tutorials. It's not something that I would perform close up really. It's something I'll perform in a parlor show, maybe on a stage show with a larger Connect 4 board. It's one of those things that, especially if you're playing against 4 people, it's just impossible. You know, you're able to say all of that. And again, how many moves have been played as well. I think you're able to say how many moves have been played within that game as well, which I think is just super, super cool. And this was the original routine that Synaptic was made for. And they found that by doing this, they were able to then create other routines based off what this unit does. The fifth routine is called Order Equation, I believe, and it's based off the old life equation thing that you would do on the calculator, where they would go through a little process and you'd be able to predict something at the end, predict a number at the end. This is basically a super, super clean way of doing that with the Synaptic device. Just in your pocket, you're able to input the information you need and receive it, and that way you're able to then give them this wonderful reveal at the end of a number that is just on their calculator. And finally, there is an effect with time. This is very, very unusual because it's a completely different way of using this device based on the other effects that have gone before it. Basically, it allows you to keep track of time using this device. Let's say the name of time, like a minute and a second. You're able to keep track of that time secretly as an effect is going on. And they can actually, like, say they press the stopwatch on their phone or something, they're able to see, you say, oh, there's 30 seconds left, right? They go and look and there's 30 seconds left, and you can do a countdown to the end, to the finale. So you've kind of kept track of time as other things are going on, which is a really, really cool. Again, it plays into this sort of savant kind of presentation, but they show you a brief effect using this idea of time within the tutorial as well. But again, it's just to spark creativity and come up with your own ideas. The device itself, super robust, as I said at the start. I've just been chucking this into my pocket, jeans pocket, jacket pocket, and it is super, super easy to use. You can see that the buttons here, I can just press, nice and easy in finger palm. I don't really always have a pen in my hand all the time. I like just having this out in my finger palm, just down by my side, and I can come together. I can also clasp my hands together like this and have everything held secretly and come away and come back. It's a nice relaxed motion. It doesn't make your hand look super, super cramped having it in finger palm. It's just a nice relaxed place to be with this device. Also, when things are shrink wrapped like this, I'm always wary of how durable they are, but trust me when I say this will not break unless you chuck it underneath a van or drop it from the Eiffel Tower. You probably noticed just on the bottom there is a USB-C charging port, so it's just any USB-C cable. Super quick to charge. It takes, I think it holds up to 8 hours of battery life, so this device, by switching it on and off, that's the on-off switch, so long as it's off, this will stay charged for ages. I haven't had to charge this once. I charged it once when I first got it, and I haven't had to charge it since. So that's been over a month of me using this fairly constantly. It's been in my everyday carry, and I haven't had to charge it once since that. So very good battery life, which is always what I want from a device. Electronics is a weird one within mentalism. I think there are more electronic devices now coming out on the market, which I'm sort of in two minds about. I love using electronics in certain ways, but I try to get away from the method as much as possible. And something like Synaptic kind of does that, because it has that feel of impromptu mentalism, or propless mentalism, I should say. But you're really not propless. You just have this in your pocket the entire time, and you can get into these routines within half a second. You can go into multiple routines. However, I wouldn't do multiple routines at a time, and I'll tell you why. This prop gives you the ability to look like a savant, which means you can do amazing things with numbers and dates and time and whatever you like. However, that isn't my full persona, right? I don't want to be seen as Rain Man, because at some point, people know that there are probably algorithms that you must know to be able to get from a day someone is born to the present date, for example, or to know pi. I know people that genuinely learnt pi and will be able to do pi to 10,000 places just by knowing where a few digits are. That's a real act for some people. So I don't generally try and do two routines together using this device. I kind of like it being a one-off standalone thing, because then it gives people that flavor of something else, which isn't just, you know, ESP cards or drawn duplication or a peek or reveal, anything like that, you know? It just gives a little bit more flavor to the routine. So I would always suggest, if you're performing this, maybe just perform one effect from it. You can learn these individually as well in the tutorial, just one at a time. You don't have to do them all together at once. It's the same with things like Card Hacker. Whilst that is a really cool routine, and it's had amazing reactions, you know, there are algorithms to know what numbers are on debit cards, right? And people are sort of aware of that now, or they're getting to that stage. It's just something you need to be aware of when you're doing number crunching mentalism, that, okay, it's impressive, but how impressive is it? Has he just learned a really cool skill? Maybe play it off as a skill, who knows? It is something you need to figure out as a performer and as someone out there using this device. The tutorial itself is broken down into multiple bite-sized sections, so you don't have to watch a whole tutorial. It's really nice. They break through everything from demonstrations to explanations to how to set up the device and all that kind of stuff. Even at the end, they give you a little breakdown of what inspired it and where this might go next. And as I say, the beauty of something like this is that it is so small, so pocketable, and it is stand-alone. And with that in mind, they are going to be updating more effects to this. So there are currently 6 effects that I've mentioned, but they will be uploading more effects to this device, which I think is great. I believe that there was a criteria for making this, and one of those criteria was that it didn't connect to anything else. It didn't connect to apps, or you needed Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Everything was standalone within this device, and I absolutely love that. Currently, it's on sale. It went on sale. If this goes up on the 2nd, it will have gone out on sale yesterday. Early bird special of 195 euros, I believe. That is for the first week of release. So you've got 7 days from the 1st till December the 7th to get it at 195 euros. After that, it will be going up to 245 euros. So it's not the cheapest device, but then again, what electronics in mentalism are really cheap. It's not the cheapest device, and you have to figure out whether you're going to use it as a hobbyist or as a professional performer. I think for me, it plays best in casual situations, and that's where I'm going to end up using this thing the most. I'm going to bring it to gigs because it's always fun to have in your pocket. You never know when you might need it, but I'm just going to keep it as an everyday carry. I think it's super cool, and I'm sure you guys will have a lot of fun with it as well. And that's it from me, guys. Not much more for me to say other than well done to the guys at Conjuring Lab. You've created an amazing device with Synaptic. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell for more reviews to come, and I'll see you very soon. Ciao.